When I first started my FIRE journey many years ago, I thought that once you reach FIRE, because it says financial independence, retire early, that you're never going to need a job and you will be set for life with the automated income or whatever income you chose to have. But seriously, after 14 plus, coming to 15 years of living the FIRE dream, now I find that retirement is not really everything about not working. When I realized that I probably need to do some form of work or way to generate income, it felt embarrassing. When it comes to income generation, I always thought it was a matter of management because the income that's coming in is already automated and there is not much I need to do to make sure that it works, except maybe to manage it properly. So the very first thing, the very first emotion I felt was that I had failed in my FIRE journey. And this was a sense of shame, a sense of dread that I actually have to go back to work. For a person who talks about FIRE and says that he's been living the FIRE life for so long, it feels like a regression, a bit of a failure on my part, you know, and seriously, it's horrible. Traditionally, retirement meant stopping work and enjoying the rest of your life carefree, not needing to worry about money anymore. FIRE basically inherited that model of retirement because retirement is really a loaded word. It's a shorthand for people who are looking for, getting out of the rat race, living life as they please, and never needing to do something that they don't want to do for the rest of their lives. But in 2026, this model of FIRE definitely is very different. And when he talks about retirement, it might not exactly be retire early. But seriously, retiring on one source of income actually is very fragile. Markets, the spending, the necessities that you require as you age basically change the game by quite a lot. So no matter how much you plan in the early days, there will always be a level of error, difference when it comes to actually implementing what you thought was correct. However, realizing that there is a difference between your management, the source of income you're getting, and the fact that you're not making the desired moves that you want to make is not exactly a failure, but it's just the reality of the situation hitting you where you least expect it. So now you might ask, how exactly has things changed if you need to get back to work after your FIRE journey? Last time work is only about surviving. You needed the money to eat, to live, to get to work so that you can eat and live again. Sometimes if you're lucky, we get to go for our little travels twice a year or maybe once a year for 2 weeks, depending on how much spare time you had, how much leave you had. But now work is different, mainly because the need to get the money for food, shelter, and commuting has basically been taken care of by the income from my FIRE portfolio. So now, when working appears again, the situation is different. Fire has allowed me to get money to cover my expenses, but there is still room for the finer luxuries in life. So, this journey towards a new career is not just about survival, but it's also about doing what I want to do, living the life I want to live, and being the best version of myself. So, yeah, just because you have reached fire, it doesn't mean that you are retired and set for life. It just means that life got into a slightly easier mode instead of the hard mode you were doing when you were working a 9 to 5. And that little difference makes a huge difference. The fact that getting money is meant for living a higher life, and there are many ways to make money these days, not necessarily bound to a 9 to 5 job. I think that's very liberating. It feels very good. It still feels good, even though I have to work. There is still a bit of shame left over the fact that I still need to go back to work, even though I seem to live a carefree life from the fire lifestyle that I built for myself. But, well, it's one of the ways to grow, I guess. Thank you for watching this far into the video. Please like and subscribe. I shall see you next time. Bye bye.